Hey there, David here. We're back at the Little River State Park in Monroe County for an early winter skills camp with these guys that I've been working with for the past 21 months. And folks are arriving and they're setting up and getting their shelters in place and doing the things that they need to do to get ready for the evening. And this is going to be the first below freezing experience for some of these guys camping out, and more importantly camping out basically with tarp shelters. And my role this weekend, where this particular skills camp is concerned, is basically that of an observer, to observe, to evaluate, to watch these guys, and if there's a safety issue, then I'll step in. If there's a problem that they can't solve, then I'll step in and assist them. But they're basically on their own to do what they need to do in order to get along in these kinds of conditions. In the morning, I'm going to give a block of instruction, and I want to, the way I was raised, we were always taught to give credit where credit is due. And in doing this block of instruction and presenting it to these guys, I want to thank Derek Faria at the Woodsman School for his permission to use an acronym that he used or uses in his school. He did a video on it, and using the word woodsman. And I'm going to be presenting that in the morning. Sarge, you're doing a great job, man. We really appreciate you and what you're doing. After that block of instruction, the guys are going to roll up their stuff, get their packs on, and we're going on a 2-mile hike. We're going to follow a trail that turns around at a gazebo that was built in 1935, 1936 by the Civilian Conservation Corps, that way, 2 miles from where I'm sitting here on this little stump. We're going to do an overnight and deal with whatever the conditions are there that we have to deal with, and then we're going to hike back here sometime Sunday morning. This is going to be a great learning experience as part of their growing and learning curve, and I'm looking forward to watching them perform and participating in this weekend as I am. I'm set off a little bit over to the side, going to basically do my own camp and just watch them. And I'll be taking some pictures and maybe making a few short videos on the hike and that sort of thing, and we'll be sharing those as well. this has really been a terrific weekend. Last night, after hiking the 2 miles to the gazebo and finding it in somewhat of a state of disrepair, mainly from neglect. And we pitched our camps and spent the night and listened to the owls and deer that came close to us and sounded their alarm and took off blowing as they went running away, and coyotes yipping off in the distance. A lot of things serenading us, entertaining us, things that I honestly hope that these younger guys begin to discover as entertainment, and learn to appreciate the surroundings, the wilderness, the woodlands, the environment that supports us, and kind of a happy sad moment, you know. I always hate to leave the woods. I always look forward to getting back to them, especially when you're surrounded by a lot of woods, deep forest, you know, nature itself. And it's been an experience for these young guys, particularly the young guys, and part of the experience is learning, and sometimes the learning is learning by mistakes, and they're hard teachers, but even our mistakes can teach us if we'll learn from them, if we'll listen to them, if we will remember what didn't work, if we will remember the errors in our judgment that caused difficult situations to occur, and that's part of the experience. We do learn by our mistakes, and hopefully as we progress with our skills, as we add experience to experience, we make fewer and fewer errors in judgment. We make fewer and fewer mistakes, and that's part of the developmental process. It's been a tremendous time. I hate to have to go back up the hill and start breaking down my shelter and packing my gear. I've been experimenting a little bit this weekend myself with the Roycroft pack system and the pack sack, as opposed to a modern pack. And I've got to say that doing the 2 miles out here with it, I was really impressed with the simple thing. And I'm not sure what it weighed. Dry weight at the house when I weighed it, it was 34 pounds. But I added a few things. I took a few things out of it that I knew I wasn't going to need out here on this particular hike. But I'm estimating I was probably 42, maybe 43 pounds by the time I added a half a gallon of water, 2 canteens, and a few other items. But I was really impressed with the thing, and we're gonna pack up and make that 2 mile hike back to the camp where the ladies are set up, and see how they fared for the evening with their adventure, and we'll see you out there somewhere.